What's up? It's time for the daily news dump tonight. Got a few items on. They could be quite interesting. Not a whole lot to talk about, but just a few items I'm going to dump quickly, run through. Some COD, some Apple, some Elon, some phone tech, some Nintendo. So, that said, and that being said, let's get into this. All right, here we go. Go ahead and get to the first topic tonight. COD related, of course. If you know me. Wow, hold on, this is really bright. Let me turn this down. Okay, there we go. All right. If I don't know why it's freaking out on me. Sorry about that. It's just gonna be bright for a minute, I guess. Okay, maybe that's it. All right. Yeah. So my COD news for tonight is jump shotting in COD. It's been tweaked. They released a super big update on super big mid-season update on February the 4th. They've been adding tweaks to it ever since. And then like bug fixes and stuff. And today's fix is one of the ones that's actually going to change gameplay a little bit. And that has to do with the old-fashioned jump shot. So they've tweaked it. They don't really say what all, like, they don't give numbers as far as what it was. Maybe you could check out like Drifter's channel or somebody that's going to run through that in detail. But from what it seems is like, I think there was no penalty if you're running and you jumped and you were ADS, you were aim down sights on somebody, and you jumped and hit the ground. You could keep running like almost full speed. Now I think they've inserted some kind of delay as far as once you hit the ground, there's going to be a time period. I don't know if you're running slower or if there's a time period before you can run again. That it's got to be slower. Before you a time period before you can run again doesn't make a lot of sense. So they just say that they tweaked it. They're keeping their eyes on it, and there may be more tweaks to come. So their actual patch notes mostly crashes that they fixed, score issues, crashing, some people are getting somewhere they're not supposed to go. Some attacks were inappropriate. Let's see, zombies, all kinds of zombie stuff. Yeah, I can't. Issue where shooting down a care package helicopter would not destroy it. That's a big problem. Glad they fixed that. And crashes related to gunfight. Yes, there was a ton of those. I've been getting a ton of UI and just all kinds of errors popping up and going crazy, joining lobbies and stuff since the latest update. So hopefully they're getting that fixed and ready to go. But here's the only note: a slightly reduced penalties to speed and jump height when landing from a jump. So from to me that sounds like when they put in the patch on February the 4th, they almost nerfed it too much, and then they reduced the penalties to make it a little bit better. So I think that they, on the February 4th patch, they made it to where it's much slower after you've jumped and you can't jump as high again. And then now they've put it back a little bit because maybe it was too is too detrimental. Maybe jump shotting was just not useful at all. But it looks like from this other note, it says that the developer says it's going to continue to monitor the change in the live environment. So I guess they're going to see how many people are still jump shotting, how many people it affects, and if people continue to do it. I guess you have like a threshold of if it's absolutely not viable anymore, maybe you tweak it back a little bit the other way so that you can still do it. It's useful in head glitch areas where it's basically the same height as your head. You can jump and just see enough. That's a good gameplay mechanic. It's got to be in the game. If you jump and then you're stuck, or if you're running and you're trying to jump and you're stuck, then that doesn't make much sense. So hopefully they keep an eye on that and get that fixed. And so talking about all those UI glitches, I actually saw this too. Here's a Twitter post. A lot of people are saying that they're getting this. So I guess you can say that it's confirmed that the gunfight tournament is coming to Cold War. I had this on one boot. It just went crazy. Stuff was overlapped like this. I'm not sure what day it's supposed to release. I'm wondering if it's not going to come out this coming week. Looks like they put it in with this patch to come within a certain period of time. I don't see a date or anything in here. All this UI is like overlaid on top of each other, and so you can't even really see the playlist. I didn't notice anything fancy in the playlist. You see holiday 24/7, like that's gone. But this main graphic here, gunfight tournament, matchmaking begins, and all that, that's real similar to the Modern Warfare matchmaking page, where you would join a queue, wait a certain period of time, and then you get put in a tournament. I think it was the March Madness. No, it wasn't quite March Madness style, but it was I think it was 16 teams, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, whatever, Delta, Echo, on through maybe, I don't even know how many teams there were. I think it was just 16 teams. But yeah, looks like it's definitely coming. I'm excited about this. That's the only thing I really enjoyed about Modern Warfare was the gunfight tournament. The gunplay was amazing. The maps were terrible, but gunfight was pretty good. So that was for current COD. Looking on to the next COD. Activision and their earnings report for Q4 had described that they are planning on releasing a new Call of Duty coming this year. Late 2021 probably means holiday 2021. I would assume that means October 15th, 16th. Not even really sure. It usually comes out, I'm not even trying to guess, 19th. I don't. They dropped it on Thursday nights. It's been going live like on a Friday, and then you've been able to get it depending on your time zone, like a Thursday night. So maybe October 21st or October 14th or something like that. It'll be going live. I don't know why. Oh no. Let's get that back. Okay. But yeah, so it's coming. There's no more news really as far as to what it's going to be. I don't even think they've confirmed the developer or the maker of the game yet. This one was definitely Treyarch. Obviously Black Ops, and then the last one, Modern Warfare, was Infinity Ward. There was Sledgehammer Games in the mix. They're the ones from AW, and was it World War II? I'm not sure. They were in the mix, and then they kind of got this year was actually their year, and then they got skipped. So Black Ops got booted up a year, but the rumors I have seen is it's either going to be a Modern Warfare 2 continuation of the new Modern Warfare reboot, or what I actually hope is that it's a Sledgehammer game that's Advanced Warfare 2, where they bring it back with exosuits. I don't. Some people hate on the exosuits. I don't actually mind. I would kind of prefer they do a boots on the ground exosuit, boots on the ground exosuit, TikTok pattern every year just to keep it fresh. So you get a year of typical playing, and then you get a year of boosting suits, jumping, all that kind of extra movement. I think they're all fun just because they're a change from people like me that just grind the same thing all the time. But they do get old, so going from one to the other would be interesting. I hope that's what they do. We'll see. Advanced Warfare 2 Maybe it sounds like it's going to be Modern Warfare 2 more than likely. Um, I think Sledgehammer is not getting dissolved, but getting brought in on these other ones probably that make more money. So um, these other groups that make bigger games, I guess. And World War II was a disaster for the COD community. Everybody hated that game. It's terrible, and for competitive, it was terrible to watch. It was terrible to play. Felt awful. Maps were crazy. It's a good idea. Bad execution, in my opinion. So yeah, that's the COD news for today. Nintendo, if you love Nintendo stuff, they're making a documentary. It's going to come out March 1st, as you can see on the screen, and it's going to have all kinds of people. Nintendo's president, Reggie Fils-Aime? Fils-Aime? I don't know how you say that name. Xbox's Phil Spencer. Probably going to be some people from PlayStation pop up in there. But sounds like it's going to be a documentary from beginning to end of their story. Battles with Sega, battles with PlayStation, battles against Xbox, everything all in Nintendo's little community. I believe it's going to come out on Crackle, which is kind of funny because they used to be completely owned by Sony. But I think that they may still own a part of it. I think they sold part of it. I'm not exactly sure, but it's coming out on Crackle. I think there's details here in the story. Let's see. Nintendo story will premiere on Crackle, ad-supported streaming service previously owned by Sony. Written and directed by Jeremy Sneed and narrated by Sean Astin, who previously worked together on Video Games, the movie. That was pretty good. I don't want to say recommended. If you haven't seen it, go see it. But if you'll be into video games, it's worth a watch. Yeah, so it'll tackle a century of Nintendo's history, and it's been worked on for 4 years. So if you love Nintendo, if you love everything they're about, then keep an eye out on March 1st, which is 1, 2, 3-ish weeks away. So that's coming up pretty soon. Crackle, sign up, take a look out for it, and check it out. So there's that for Nintendo. All right. The old phone, I gotta go back to white. My face is gonna get blown out here. Sorry, but I want you to see this phone. This is a typical phone. 3 cameras on the back. iPhone's got all of their modules on the corner there. But so phones have notoriously been basically the same thing forever and ever and ever. That's not true. But for the past few years, they really haven't had a whole lot of new things going on. But now we're starting to see some new items pop up in the phone world. So apparently there's a new lens technology that smartphone optics has been pretty much the same for more than a decade. Yes, I agree. So let's see, who was it that did this? Something with the optics manufacturer at Zeiss. So if you don't know, iPhone bumps the I can't really see it on my phone, but right where this is, I have a case, but if it didn't have the case, the actual cameras stick out part from the phone, and that's due to there's like several different lenses stacked on one another in the actual phone in order to give you your I'm not a camera genius, but the zoom level that you need, the color correction. If you only had one big lens, you'd have like a colored rings around the edges, and so they stack all the lenses to give you the correct perception and the clarity that you can get in smartphones nowadays. I think the phones you start at like 1 megapixel, 2 megapixels, and I mean you can get all the way up to like 100 and something megapixels in some of these phones now, which is pretty ridiculous. But the lens technology really hasn't changed. They still stack a bunch of lenses on top of each other, and they're pretty much set. So this, long story short, this company has come up with a new technology. And I'm going to turn this back onto white, so I'll be blasted out again. But they've got these little sensors, little lens sensors here, which are concentric rings. It's almost like a satellite dish. Is what it sounds like, that will bounce the sound in and out. Or not, when I say sound, the light in and out, to, instead of going through different lenses to change it, they'll change it through like a satellite dish type shape is what it sounds like. And that allows you to use one lens and change all that in order to make the camera center. How does this help? I don't know. Maybe you don't get bumps on your phone anymore when you're buying a new phone with a camera, but it does sound like it is going to be interesting. Um, Maybe there's new smart technology, or maybe we can all be shooting in 12K, 120 frames one day with some of this technology that Mr. Robert Devlin is working on. So, yeah, seems pretty cool. Probably won't be for a couple of years until we see it in an actual phone. But yeah, all there's just talking about different types of sensors that are on phones now. 3D sensors, yep. Spectroscopy, yep. You see different colors, see different things in fruits like photogrammetry, LiDAR, infrared, all that kind of stuff. These are just new sensors for that type of technology. So that's pretty interesting. Also, in the world of phones, is the new Xiaomi. I think you say Xiaomi's phone. Waterfall display on all four edges. Why? I don't even want to guess. It doesn't make sense to me. I like having the glass right in the middle of my screen. That way it's protected on all the edges. This just seems like an accident waiting to happen. I also always throw like an OtterBox or something else on my phone, and to protect it. So if you had something like this with a case, you basically ruin the aesthetic, the reason for even having it. But I don't want to play the entire video there, but yeah, so you've got essentially glass all down the edges, and then it makes a little cut around the corner, and then you've got glass here, glass here. I'm assuming it's glass, and then it's basically screen. Screen's a better word. So you got screen all the way down the edge, around the corner, screen on this edge, around the corner, screen around the corner, so on and so forth. And so you can see it. You've got notifications here on the side of your phone. For what purpose? There's a good picture to show what this could look like. Yeah, it's pretty. It looks really good. The Mi 11 flagship phone event next Monday, February 8th, is showing this. I don't know. Like, phone does actually exist. They use cells. For what it's worth, the displays will countless breakthroughs in bending, laminating technology, or 47. It's 46 patents to get that done. Cool. I'm not gonna buy a phone like that. Maybe people will if you're the big baller. If you're the person with the iPhone with no case on, with no cracked screen. If you got a cracked screen, this ain't for you. But if you're the ball that can carry around a phone in pristine condition, not crack it, not drop it, not do anything with it, check out this technology, man. Maybe it's for you. It looks dope. I just don't think it's for me. So with the so basically, yeah, so like this right here says, you've got no buttons, there's no room on the sides for buttons, you've got no ports, you can't plug it in because it's all screen on the top and bottom, and you've got no bezels, clearly, because the entire thing is screen. So if you like it, you love it, good for you, not for me. I'll never use it. Plus it's Xiaomi. I don't know where it's available. I don't know anybody that's got a Xiaomi phone. Never seen one, never held one. I'm sure it's great, but full technology. Let's see how it trickles down. Give me a TV that wraps around like a corner or something cool. Give me a good use case for that, not a handheld device that my hand's going to intrinsically cover it while I'm using it. I don't get it. Perfect. Phones, awesome, dope. One more thing for phones. Apple, I guess this isn't really related to phones, but there are cables that charge them, which you wouldn't have this problem on the Xiaomi because you don't have any ports to charge it. But if you're like me and the rest of the world that has a normal phone with a charging cable, then you've probably had this happen. And I don't have a picture of a frayed cable, but typically what happens is either the USB side, and on mine it's right here. It's I won't scoot the scoot this up so you can see it. On mine, it's right here in this plug, like right in this connection area. They give you a little piece of plastic to keep it from bending over, but when you're holding it and you're charging it and you're laying in bed and you got it up here, you're listening to something or whatever, it still bends right here. I mean, you just move the failure point from here to here, and then the rubber comes apart, and then the sheathing comes out, and you've got wires and you've got frame. Before you know it, the whole thing's gone. It's naked. It's looking like C-3PO in the first Star Wars episode with no casing on them. And apparently Apple knows that this is the problem, and so they have filed a patent for a special technology. Whoa, I don't know if I can show you their patent. It's super special technology. But what it looks like is, it looks like basically the same thing. You've got the same thing as they got now. You've got the casing, the plug part, and then you've got the cable coming out. The difference looks like this the dark and the light gray here seems to be like it's going to be variable stiffness. So maybe it's stiffer here, and then it gets less and less stiff the farther you get away. And this is the cable itself, so it's almost acting like the little piece of plastic that's sticking out, but it's still going to be somewhat flexible. So in my opinion, what you would get is you would get kind of instead of the cable coming out and then kinking right at where the hard plastic and the protection stops, what you get is a gradual curve that would change stiffness as you go through the cable. So instead of having a kink right at the end, what you get is you get more of a loop, something like that. So it would be more stiff coming right out of the cable, and then gradually get more and more loose, so that it'd be more like a regular cable. And they think this is going to solve everybody's cable problems. I don't know why. They love selling cables, but I guess some of the cables that you get are crappier than others. So you can get braided cables and you get everything else, but still, failure point right there at the end. So seems cool. Seems like a nice patent. I think that it says no guarantee they're going to use this design in future cables, but it makes sense. Maybe laptop chargers and stuff, because from the rumors I heard is Apple may be moving away from chargers altogether. Or yeah, they may go portless on their next phone. I don't follow the Apple rumors too closely, but it makes sense. They got wireless charging, wireless data. I don't really know why you would keep the cable. Storage and stuff like that kind of makes sense, but maybe that's a pro version with the port. You got to pay extra for the port now, boys. Yeah. So, pretty cool technology. Go Apple. Let's see it on the next phone. Let's see. My main man. It's Miami mayor says Elon Musk will tunnel under the city for just $30 million, which seems kind of cheap, and that's because it is. I don't know if he's giving him a super discount, but the last quote that they got was $1 billion, and that's billion with a B, and Elon Musk is saying 30 million with an M to get under Miami with a tunnel. And not only that, he's saying he could do it in just 6 months versus the $1 billion quote of 4 years. So, can you do it? I don't know. Elon Musk. Ooh, that guy looks crazy. The Elon Musk likes to talk a lot, and his timelines are a little bit sus. So I'm not really sure if he can back up what he's saying. But I mean, he could do it. He'd probably do it cheaper than the billion. He could probably do it less than 4 years. Don't know if he's going to meet the 30 million or the 6 month estimate that he's given. Well, usually when he comes in pretty aggressive. I think it's cool that this seems to be a project that would be, they're saying it would be great for the city of Miami. It could be great for the world. And this all comes from a tweet that Musk said that there's too much gases, particulate in the air, too much traffic. He basically tweeted them and treated the governor and said, the governor and mayor want this done, we will do it. So apparently they have hooked up and figured out this opportunity to work together. And We'll see. Hopefully, we'll see it done. They did do. Let's see. There was a less than a mile tunnel under the port of Miami that was 700 million by itself, and I don't know how long ago that was, but $30 million for a few miles in under 4 months. Now, I don't know if you saw his first tunnel, but it wasn't fit and finish wasn't great on that, much like many of his cars that have been coming out lately. But he got it done, so good. Hopefully he keeps that going. Basically, yeah. So I think that's pretty much it. Quick recap, I guess. COD notes. Jump shot may or may not work. They've updated it on February the 4th. They've been tweaking it. They're still tweaking it. There's new Call of Duty coming out on the 21st. All right, not 21st. 2021. Why did I say 21st? There's a new Call of Duty coming out in 2021. We all expected it. It's going to be in the fall holiday time period. Don't really have any details on which game it is, but there'll probably be leaks and announcements coming out soon. Gunfight is definitely going to be coming to Cold War. There's been leaks everywhere. I've gotten it myself. Nintendo has a documentary coming out on Crackle on March 1st, talking about from the beginning to today. They're going to have lots of other people in, Phil Spencer, people from PlayStation, people from Sega, all talking in their documentary. There's new lens technology from, I don't remember, some doctor. Some doctor's got great lens technology. It's perfect. It's going to make you so thin. It's going to make you, it's going to make your camera so thin you won't even believe it. Getting rid of all the lenses in there. Xiaomi has a phone that's basically entirely screen, no ports, no buttons, no nothing. You just look at it and it knows what to do. That's the new AI technology coming through. And Apple is going to fix your fraying cables with their patent technology. And Elon Musk is going to bore a hole under Miami super cheap in 4 months, better than you could ever imagine, because he said he would on Twitter, and he always does everything he says he's going to do on Twitter. So basically, that's it for the wrap for today. Thanks for checking it out. If you liked the video, follow, subscribe, hit the like button, do all that fun stuff. I really appreciate it. I'm going to keep making these videos as long as I can, and feel free to give me some feedback. I'm gonna try to do this as much as I can, and mostly because I enjoy it. But if you got any feedback, if you're watching this, I appreciate it. Tell me, hey, your sound's messed up, your video's messed up, your camera sucks. Yeah, most of that stuff I already know. I'm just not really sure how to fix it, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's fun. A hobby of mine. So I appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll give you some more news hopefully tomorrow, Super Bowl day. Thank y'all. Appreciate it. Later.